What's up, everybody? This is Lily on the podcast today. I'm so excited to be here with you guys again. Scott is off one-wheeling in Ohio, so if you live there, go find him. Good luck. He is leading a summer camp out there, which is really fun. So that leaves me here to do the podcast again by myself, which is totally fine because I have an amazing guest today. She's super fun, and if you haven't caught on already, I have interviewed a couple of guys, but when I do it with me and the girls, like I've done it with Allie Stanley, done it with Mercedes, and now I get to interview Nikki Martin, who is also known as Shreddy Spaghetti, and me and the girls just have so much fun. So I'm excited to introduce Nikki. She is a pro one-wheel racer who's doing really well this season so far. So she's going to be really fun to talk to. So be sure to give her a shout out in the chat, in the comments, and it's going to be a really fun interview today. So stick around and we'll have a good time. So let's bring Nikki in. Nikki, how are you doing, girl?
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, so good. I'm going to be looking this way a lot, so just look at Nikki. She's so cute. You got your Dirt Surfer shirt on?
I did. I thought I'd wear my Dirt Surfers shirt.
Yeah, I did my best to have some swag on too. My chameleon rail hat. Shout out to Kevin. Nikki, what's life been like since Dirt Surfers?
Oh, I would say I probably took a little time off from riding. May was a super busy month.
It
And
was.
this week I started riding again and it's been fun. My legs are a little sore. I think I'm going to take today off.
So are you like once a day riding when you are riding, or what's that like for you?
On our days off, a lot of times we will do two-a-days. So we'll go out in the morning and then we'll go out at night.
Wow.
Um, but I have the luxury of working in the evening, so I can go ride in the morning when usually people are out or at work.
Yeah. So you say we. Who are you speaking of? I know already, but for those of you watching, just learning, a lot of people watching today, Nikki, will just be learning about you for the first time. So tell us about who you are married to and how did you guys find One Wheel to begin with? Like, what's the story there?
All right, so I'm married to Russ Martin. He's also known as Beast Coast. We started riding our one wheels at I would say probably beginning of 2019, end of 2018. We're big snowboarders, Russell
Nice.
more so than me. And I remember him showing me the one wheel, and he was very interested in it. So for Christmas of 18, I surprised him with a one wheel. I
Oh
got him
my
an
gosh.
XR.
That's awesome. Was he
Yes.
shocked?
He was very shocked. I had it at my parents' house. He had no idea. And I was
That's so
like, babe, there's
fun.
something heavy in the trunk. I need you to go get it for me.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yep. So I got on his one wheel and I was like, wow, I need one. And it was probably 2 weeks later I got mine.
Yeah, so you just recently posted a video of you was that your first ever attempt on a one wheel?
Yes.
And you're
Yes.
wearing like a scarf. It looks kind of cold
Uh-huh.
out, right? And I mean,
Uh-huh.
seeing you ride now and you've got is it a Beast Coast jersey? It has like blue on it, right?
Yeah, so we represent the LITR, which is the Long Island Trail Riders, because we've just we really love the group of people that we ride with, and we just we'd rather represent the Long Island Trail Riders more so than Beast Coast because we
Cool.
really feel like it's a group of us.
Yeah, so seeing you in that uniform, I mean, essentially, you look so cool, so legit compared to when that first ride video is like, wow. It just shows like, I mean, what, now it's been 6 years, essentially. Like,
Yeah.
I,
Wow.
yeah, wow, right? And it's crazy how much things change when you get involved. And so tell everyone listening about your journey. You got on the one wheel for the first time, and what was it like from there to, okay, I want to race. I want to do this.
So when I first got my one wheel, I was engaged and I had a lot of pressure from my family not to, get hurt because I was getting married in 2019. So I didn't ride a ton um, until after the wedding. And then by then, we had the shutdown and then my husband found a couple one wheelers and he was going out riding and, I was very intimidated to get
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah. Like,
Um, but
for what reason? Were these riders also guys? And did he find them online?
yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They
That's kind
were
of scary.
all guys. Yes. And I didn't want to, be the wife or, oh, you're bringing a woman,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was difficult for me initially to get out there to ride with them.
Yeah. And then what? One day you just decided I'm doing this?
Yeah, then one day, he just convinced me to get out there and start riding with them. And the guys were all so great and they were very supportive. And, they just cheered me on the whole time. And from then on, like, that was it. I was addicted.
Yeah. So did you end up getting an XR as well? You guys started with two XRs, I assume?
Yep.
So what was that like riding? Did you guys get to know, I mean, at that point, Float Life, Craft and Ride, they were all present. So did you guys
Mhm.
start to change your boards? What did you ride then as far as like on your XR? Did you change tires? There wasn't much
Uh,
then. I mean, even now there's so much
No.
more.
Yeah, there really wasn't much going on. I just remember that I used to just change the style of my
Rails.
my rails. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
just put, I remember I had like a galaxy design I think I
Cute.
got from Craft and Ride, and that was really it. There wasn't much else.
Do you guys still have those XRs?
We do not.
No. Okay. Okay, so well, also I'm curious, how did Russ get into trail riding? And then was it trail riding that he brought you in on? Was he already riding trail at that point?
So yes, Russell, I believe he was going out and trying to find community, and he was finding that people were out riding these things on the trails. And at that point, we were only doing street rides. So he had brought me to this tiny little trail nearby on the XR, and that was it. We were like, never again do we want to ride on the street.
Yeah,
you know.
right? Oh my gosh, it's so different.
That was kind of it.
That's awesome. So, if you guys don't know this, I mean, I'm sure you don't, but Scott, Mendenhall, and Friends, we've been around since early 2020, and we were making race videos and things like that. Which, if you're new around here, go back and watch them; they're really fun. But Nikki and her husband Russ, they were commenting and enjoying our content since then. And Nikki, when would we have met? It was probably Dirt Surfers last year, and you were like, "Beast Coast, we're Beast Coast." Right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, because I told Nikki before we started this, I told her that and I remember you guys have like a white and black logo, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I remember seeing that on comments and on certain videos and just really kind, really fun and encouraging. And then meeting them in person, and hopefully Russ hears this too. I remember being like, oh, they are way cooler than I expected
Oh.
because you just don't know what people are like. And we've been able to meet some of you guys. Like I think of Sean Paul. Your logo is just a Onewheel XR, this guy. And we met him for the first time out at Lemonade. Were you there? I think you were in
I was at
Texas.
this lemonade. Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's where we met this guy who's been on our podcast in the chat for forever, it seems. And it's like I never would have pictured you to look like this. And it's just so fun to meet people that we meet online. And I think COVID really spurred that on, of like gaining community online and things like that. So it's super fun. So let's talk about you getting involved in racing. Did Russell race first, or did you guys do your first race together?
No, Russell, he went to, I believe, two races before I started going.
Wow.
Um, it wasn't until Canuga 2022.
I don't even know what
Uh,
that is.
so that, I guess that's like Wheel Scorcher.
Okay.
Um, and I just remember it. He said to me, he's like, "Babe, I think that you should race, and I think that you could do it." And I was like, "I don't know." And he's like, "No, no, 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 you can do this. You got this." And I was like, "All right, if you think I can do it, then I'll do it." And so
Wow.
that was my very first race.
Okay. So it's now known as Wheel Scorcher. It used to have a different name,
Yes,
but it's the same race.
yes. That one back then was just the Eastern Regionals.
Okay. Wow. And Race for the Rail existed back then too. So were you racing
Yes.
pro or what, like your first race at this race, what division were you in?
So I did
Or did
not
they
know
have
there
them?
was any other division. My
Okay.
I my husband just signed me right up for pro, so I just thought that was the only one.
That's hilarious. Honestly, a good way to start because then it's like, well, I've already done it. Might as well keep
Pretty much,
going.
yeah.
Yeah, so have you raced pro since then? I know you are now. Did you ever
Yes,
change?
I no, I stayed pro every time because I felt like I couldn't go back.
Yeah,
Once I started pro, like I can't go backwards. So
you were just kicked off the nest.
yes, and you know what? It really it pushed me. I'm a very competitive person, so I think it was good that he did that to me.
That's awesome. Wow. Okay. So fast
Mhm.
forward to now, you guys are racing. You just told me earlier Russell's on a Vesk. Is that correct?
Yeah,
What about you?
yes. I am on a GTS.
Okay.
I do. I love my
Awesome.
board. Right now I have the MTE 5-inch hub. I
Sweet.
have the N52s, dovetails. Uh, I have, let's see, I'm racing. My tire is the Burris Racing 11555.
Wow.
Very squishy. We've also customized it because I have dual cush wide pads in the front and the back. I'm very
Okay.
spoiled.
Yeah.
Um,
This sounds like
yeah.
a sweet setup. So does Russell
I
help you mainly with customizing
Oh
or
yes.
do you pick and he does it for you or is he like this is what
Well,
you're going to do?
no, he will typically guide me in the right direction. He'll let me know what he thinks of it, but he really lets me decide what I want or what I don't want.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yes.
I love that. And it's good, probably really helpful to have a partner in it who's like helping you and then it's like just get on the board and see what you think, you know?
Absolutely. He's been very patient with me.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
awesome.
very
Yeah, it's required. I mean, it really is. That's so fun. So what races have you been to so far this year and how is it going for you?
So I my first race this season was at Lemonade. And that was my very first like comeback race because I left off at Dirt Surfers last year. I wasn't very proud of how I left off and I wanted to be better. So I showed up to Lemonade and I I remember we went and I said, I want to get between fifth and seventh place. Like, I think I could do that. And I did. I got in sixth place. So
Awesome.
I was very proud of that. I was very happy. And then I went to Oak City
Okay.
and I did really well. I podiumed there. I came in third.
Wow. What was
Uh-huh.
the race difference for you? Like, which one did you like better trail wise? And like, I know they're different. So, Lemonade was an enduro race, right?
Mhm.
And then Oak City was the
The
mass
head to
start,
head.
head to head. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So, what do you prefer? What was the differences for you there?
I definitely prefer the enduro. That's more my style riding. I wasn't sure what to expect at Oak City, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Um, so yes, Texas, I have to say Texas was probably some of the most beautiful trails I've ever ridden on. I felt like I was in Narnia. It was just
Really?
so beautiful. Yes.
That's hilarious. I was also there. I did not feel that, but I didn't love the trails myself. So I think I was kind of like just trying to survive. So, which right now we're dropping our videos from Lemonade. So if you are watching this and you're like, I want to see what she means by that, we have all of our videos. We're doing each segment as a different video. So they're shorter because one thing that was nice was all those segments were really short. They were like
Yes.
less than a mile each. And so the videos are shorter, so it should be fun for you to watch if you want to do it. It'll be on the same YouTube channel. I think we're up to stage 3 now. So anyways, I'm glad you liked it.
Yes. I really did. I loved it.
What was Oak City like as far as terrain and what it looked like? I saw pictures and stuff, but I'd love to hear your perspective.
So Oak City, Oak City, we had the qualifying track, which was very choppy.
Mm,
You really, we had really no choice but to just you you it it wasn't a fast track by any means. You really had to find your pace and stick there and
mm.
not push it further than that. And I think there was a nice big group of us from Long Island that went there, and that was, I think, the most challenging part was just saying, okay, we have to race our own pace. You can't go faster than what you need to do because you would just fall right off your board.
Yeah.
Um,
Are there, I just thought of a question with your Long Island crew. Are there other ladies that are now involved with you
no,
from Long Island? None?
no. Right now,
Wow.
I'm the only lady. We have one of our good friends that he's actually went to Oak City and dirt surfers with us. His name's Nat. His wife, he just started putting her on a one wheel. So,
Awesome.
I'm hopeful that we can get her.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Let's go. Okay, cool. So I mean you podiumed at Oak City, so it had to have gone well, right?
Yes.
And was that your
Hmm.
first ever podium?
It sure was.
So how was that for you? Were you shocked?
Oh,
Did you know was there a live leaderboard or what was that like? I mean, if it was
I
the heats or whatever, you knew.
It it was, yeah, so it was, I knew that I was going to qualify for the float track, the head to head. Um and once I learned my bracket, I knew that I was racing against Mercedes and Sarah, and I was very nervous. I was very
Yeah.
nervous. And I just, I believe Sarah said this on the when she was with you guys a few weeks ago, that at that point we all knew that we were getting timed, so for fourth, no matter what. So one of us was going to podium, and then there was another that was going to get fourth. You
Yeah.
had to get the time. So we went into that like, you know what? We're going for the fastest time, and we did. We the three of us had the fastest lap.
Wow. So
Yeah.
cool. Wow. So then you knew it right away and then you were able to go up on the podium when they called you, and was that just so fun like as a new experience?
It really was. And I think what made it even better was that we had so many people from Long Island there, because I
Yeah.
just wanted to do well and to do well for the crew. So
Yeah,
I was
it's
very
like
proud to represent.
yeah, it's like having your family at a big event and you want to do well. That's
Yes.
awesome. And so then you went to Dirt Surfers, which I was also there for. Loved seeing you there. And I saw
Yeah.
you a lot with the girls. It was like you guys were a girl pack, like racing together. I remember I was at
Yes.
the start of stage 8, which was tough. And Scott just also, I wonder, I'm sure he has footage of you, Nikki. He just posted on this channel a video of I think all of the racers going on one of the harder features on stage 8.
Yeah.
So you have to yeah,
Yes,
so
I was on there.
yeah,
Thank you, Scott.
yeah. So if you're watching right now and you're like, I want to watch that, it's also on this channel. So I remember being at the start of stage 8, I was keeping track in time for these pros, and all the girls sat together and you guys just hung out and waited for your
Yep.
turn. So what's that like in was it like that at Oak City and the other races you've been to? Is it like really that the girls stick together, and how did that start? And I understand why it's probably helpful in the pressure of all the things, but talk about that a little bit and what that's like for you.
Um, you know, that's one of the things that I really love about going to these events, because I don't get to ride with any women. So when I get to go to these events, I get to ride with the ladies, and it really is always a treat. Um, I remember someone said to me once, like, "Oh, it's probably really catty, like what's it like?" And I was like, "Actually, it's quite the opposite. We're very
Yeah.
supportive. We all want to see each other do well, and you know we all find each other usually, and we like to stick together, and we kind of know our roles of who should go when, and we always appreciate the times that we're given, the brackets, and we don't mind waiting around, letting the guys go first, so that way we don't feel the pressure of them potentially coming up behind us. But
Yeah.
we all hang out in like a group together.
That's so awesome. I love that. And one thing I noticed, I think this was at Oak City, but there was a couple new pro women riders, and I noticed you guys just pulled them right under your wings. I think Paige Chappell was one of them. It was her
Yes.
first time, and I just think that's so cool. And I know that you guys would be inclusive for whoever jumps in, and I love that. I love getting to be a small part in that from afar because I'm not racing in the pro division, but I know that I'd be welcomed if I decided to.
You sure would. I mean, you shouldn't credit yourself at all. At the end of the day, we're racing, and it's what we're doing is crazy fun.
It's crazy. It's crazy, and it is most of the time fun. So let's talk about dirt surfers. What do you think about dirt surfers in general? What do you think about the race?
So dirt surfers is definitely a favorite event. Those trails are just, I mean, unlike anything we have here on Long Island.
Yeah.
We have some elevation, but we don't have shale. There's just straight sharp rocks in in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Here we're more like rounded, soft rocks.
Okay.
But dirt surfers for sure. That's a favorite event.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Love it so much.
Yeah.
What stages did like stick out to you this year that were especially hard or ones that you really really liked and wish it was like that for all of them?
Let's see. Well, stage 5 was certainly my favorite one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I remember it from last year. It's just fast and flowy, and it's very much like what we have here back at home. Just single track, just flowy and just all over the place. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Which one were you like,
Um,
I never want to do that again?
honestly, it was stage 2. Stage 2,
Really?
the pro line.
Okay.
Um,
Well, that's why
there
it
were like
shocks me
the
because I don't know what that one is.
uh there were two rock features
Mm.
on stage 2, and I had a difficult time with them. It was definitely a little scary for me.
Yeah. So when it comes to features, do you try to practice stuff like that at home? I mean, do you like doing features in general?
um it So we don't have a lot of features here at home. Our trails are monitored by the state, so we
Okay.
we really don't get to do much to them other than just maintain them and
Mm.
make sure that they're safe. But so yeah, whenever we get to go somewhere and there's features, it's usually always very scary, but also very exciting.
Yeah.
Because we're just doing things that we've never done before, and sometimes we do feel like we're at a disadvantage because of it.
Yeah.
But we're always up for the challenge.
Yeah. That's awesome. Do you ride with foot hooks, Nikki?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, all right. So let's talk about where you place at Dirt Surfers. This is also
Okay.
huge. I mean,
Y-
does Dirt Surfers feel bigger to you than Oak City? I
yes.
mean, it is. It's the difference of the premier and the sanctioned. I think is what the racing league calls it. So,
For sure.
how I don't know if we should like go on a journey of the day or like toward the end. I mean, you get your ticket and you see where you were. And I think I was
Uh-huh.
under the tent when you got your ticket. I think I was.
Uh-huh.
So let's talk
Uh-huh.
about that. Let's relive that for the people who were there and want to relive it with us. Or if you don't know, for these enduro style races, you just do these segments as fast as you can, and then your overall accumulative time it will define where you place. Okay, so
Mhm.
Nikki, you do all 9 stages for the pros at Dirt Surfers this year, which is a crazy amount of
Yeah.
riding and racing. And you go to get your ticket. Let's pick up right there.
Oh, so I was feeling really good before I punched my ticket because I was just super happy with my performance. I had only come off my board in terms of not jumping off for a feature.
Yeah.
But just to pop off my board while racing was actually on segment 5, of
Okay.
course.
Yeah.
Um, but I was feeling really good, and then I punched my ticket, and it came out, and it said that I was in third, and I think I started to cry. I was
Yeah.
just, I was just completely caught off guard. I was it. The words are hard to find, honestly, to describe the emotions that I have been going through this season, but in a
Yeah.
good way.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was so fun to see you on that podium. And even now, as we look at the One Wheel Racing League lineup there, it's potentially looking like you have a chance by points, right? To make it.
I
And
think
that's
so.
so
I mean,
exciting. Yeah.
I'm really excited, you know. We so to start this season off, we that was the goal. I wanted to make it to Race for the Rail, and
Nice.
my husband, he, I guess, I don't know how this sounds, but he would be like, babe, it's your season to lose, meaning like you can make it to Race for the Rail. We know you can make it, but can you, but I was always like, I can make it, but whatever happens, happens, But
Yeah.
now we're kind of in a different mindset where we're like, okay, so I could make it, but maybe I could actually do kind of well when I get there too.
Yeah, I
So,
love that. And I can
yeah,
sense like the excitement, but like in the version of anxiety when you're
yeah,
speaking, because it's like, well, yeah, you are at the point where you're like, well, I could probably do this, and then it's like, okay, now the stakes get higher, you know?
yes.
But you
Mm-hmm.
could do so well. And I think like, as I mean, the women and the racers, as they see your season and see you doing well, I think it's always like, we got to know what's around us and we got to be aware, and I think that your name is coming up when they think that. So
Oh,
it's pretty cool.
you.
It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
What other races are you going to be at this season? Are you planning for more?
Yes, I will be going to Wheel Scorcher.
Awesome. So Wheel Scorcher is your
Yep.
last race in the hopes to get to Race for the Rail.
Yes.
Okay, sweet. That's so
Yes.
exciting. Well, you and I both will
Yeah.
be watching the Seek and Shred highlights from afar this weekend, I'm sure. I've been excited
Yes.
to see how that's going to go. So if you're heading to Seek and Shred, have so much fun. Nikki, as we wrap this up, I have a few more things. So as far as where people can follow you, tell us about that, and let's talk about the name Shreddy Spaghetti too, because it's such a fun name. So, where can we find you on social media and things like that?
So, on Instagram and also YouTube, I have my handle is shreddy.spaghetti. Where did that come from? So, I remember, my XR, I had named my XR, when you can name it. Her name was
Yeah,
Furiosa because I loved the movie Mad Max with Charlize
nice.
Theron, and
Did you
it
just
was
see the
bad.
new one, Furiosa?
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm very excited to watch it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it sounds like if you're a
Yes.
fan, you'll really enjoy it. That's
Yes.
cool.
Um, and then when I got my GT, we were coming up with a name. And at that point, I don't think I had my Instagram yet. Because when I got my GT was when I started doing the races. And I remember my husband was like, you got to come up with a name. And I was like, I don't know, Shreddy Spaghetti. And he was like, I kind of like that. And I was like, it rhymes. Okay, I'm about it. All right. Are you
Yeah.
sure? Are you sure? So, and then I got my GTS. I named my GTS Al Dente,
Oh
but
my gosh, that's
Shreddy Spaghetti
amazing.
is like,
Al dente. I love it. And is it because you're from the Northeast and just love spaghetti?
yes, I'm
Yeah,
just Italian all the way. I could
I
eat
love it.
pasta every night.
Yeah, me too, girl. Me too. I love that. Okay, so make sure you follow Nikki on YouTube and Instagram, and it's Shreddy Spaghetti. It's so memorable. I mean, it's easy. So it's perfect.
Super easy.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so couple last things. So we've got people here who have boards but they don't race, or they want to get a one wheel. What encouragement do you have? I mean, even hearing in your journey of finding one wheel and now racing and potentially making it to Race for the Rail, which is the biggest event in one wheel racing. What encouragement do you have for those people who either don't have a board yet or who are on the fence of racing?
So I would tell someone that because we've all been there, right? We've all been in these shoes. So I would just tell them to not give up. Don't be discouraged. Um i i held myself back for a long time for fear. Just wear your gear.
Yeah.
I'm in gear head to toe, full gear. It's definitely, it doesn't matter what you look like.
No.
Just get dressed up, be safe, and have fun. At the end of the day, we go out on our one wheels and we do this because it's fun. And if you're not having fun, then you're not going to get better. And
Yeah.
I think that if anyone's thinking about racing and they're not sure if they want to sign up, they should at least try to go to an event and see what the atmosphere is like, and come ride with us girls, because
Yeah.
we will take you open arms and we will show you and teach you everything that we can, because that's what the women are about. We just want to cheer each other on, and because what we're doing is badass. I mean, we're doing exactly what the men pros are doing,
Yeah.
and
Truly.
I think that. a lot. And at the end of the day, we all look at each other like we're winners. No matter what, we're winners because we're doing it. We're out here. We showed up.
Yeah, I
So I
love
would
that.
I would say if anyone's nervous, just get your feet wet. Just come out, come meet us, and we'll guide you.
I love that. You're just like so encouraging. I mean, if someone doesn't make a decision to go to a race at least by next year, they should because you're like you could be a lawyer. You've
Oh, well,
convinced
thank you.
me and I'm already there. I love it. Okay.
Come out.
Well, this has been, I'm just looking at my questions here. I mean, it's been so fun. It's so easy to chat with you, Nikki. I'm sure that when Scott and Holly watch, they're going to be like, well, we want to have her back on. So it'd be fun
Aw,
to have Russ sit with
thank
you
you.
and hear his perspective of the journey too. I'm sure he would just speak so highly of you and how far you've come.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be fun. He's a big part of why I am what I am today here in the one wheel world. So big ups to Big Russ.
That's so awesome. Okay, well, if I don't ask this, Scott's going to be like, you should have asked. So, where do you see the sport going? We've talked a ton. I don't know how many podcasts you listen to, but we talk a ton
All
about
of
foot
them.
hooks, no foot hooks, remote, no remote, BESC, open classes, blah, blah, blah. Where do you see the sport? And no drama, like whatever I want to hear it. We want to hear it. Where do you hope to see it go?
I feel like we're at an exciting stage in the sport because it's still very new. If you go out and you look at all the other board sports that are out there and established, they've all kind of gone through their own kind of things like we're going through, foot hooks, no foot hooks. And, before I put foot hooks on Lily, I was very anti foot hooks. Okay.
Yeah.
I was very much like, no, you're taking away my gangster card. If I put foot hooks on there, I'm not as good, you know. But putting foot hooks on really helped me feel more secure and safe on my
Yeah.
board. And I would say that it certainly helped me grow because now when I ride without the foot hooks, I'm much better than I was. I feel more confident.
Yeah.
I think I think as they have us doing bigger and, more jumps and more speed, I think the direction of the sport is going to have foot hooks or some kind of way to keep you more secure on the board. I think that that's just a matter of safety at this point.
Mm.
I know some people are fighting it, and I completely understand because I was there. But I just think that at the end of the day, this is the future of the sport. I would like to see, that it doesn't matter what kind of board you're on if you just show up. I think that there's a lot of people out there, like Allie Stanley. She rides an XR and she rides that XR really, really well. And
Yeah.
that's just proof to show you that it's about the rider. It's not always about the board.
So true.
And so I would like to see the community coming together a little bit more, a little bit less arguing over some of these things because at the end of the day, we're all here for a reason.
I love it. You are so great. I don't think there's going to be anyone arguing with you in the chat. If you try to argue with Nikki, then you're just crazy because she's so sweet. So thank you for joining us today, Nikki. It was so much fun. And
Thank you for
I
having
hope,
me.
yeah, I hope to have you back on. Is there anything else that you want to share, add, or anything before we say goodbye?
I just want to say thank you for having me. And if I could, I would just like to say thank you to all of the ladies this season. I didn't believe in myself, but the ladies believed in me. I'm not going to cry. The girls all believed in me. And, Janet, Sarah, Kay, Christy, they've all been, Rachel, they've all been very, very supportive. And I very much appreciate it. You look up to these people, you
Yeah.
watch them on YouTube, on TV, and all these things, and then you meet them, and they're just people. They're just like us, and so I just want to say thank you to all the women in the sport, pros and amateurs, because everybody's just very supportive, and it really means a lot.
Yeah, I completely agree. Oh my gosh, we have such an amazing community. Well, we love you guys and we love our East Coasters, the LITR, right? Long Island
That's
Trail
right.
Riders. Love you guys. I would love to get out there and ride with you guys sometime. So
We'd love to have you, Lily.
that would be fun. This was amazing. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you go follow Nikki and her husband Russell on social media. You can find her and him through shreddy.spaghetti. And
Yep.
yeah, be on the lookout for her in the One Wheel Racing League. I'm banking on you being at Race for the Rails this year. So let's
Thank you,
go.
Liz.
It's gonna be
Thank you.
fun. All right, guys, we'll be back next week. Scott and Holly will be here. More energy, I'm sure. Maybe we'll even play Would You Ride That? Okay, so see you guys next week. Bye, guys, and bye, Nikki.
Bye, babe.